Silicone or Hida, and welcome back to my channel. I'm a creative bean and I'm currently preparing for my next convention, which is tomorrow. Today is the 8th of September and it's a Friday, and I have Kazkon tomorrow, which is in Karlsruhe in Germany, and I'm very excited for that one because I never have been there, and I think it's the first time they have that convention, but I'm not sure about that. But it's pretty new. It's something I have not heard about before, and yes, so I'm very excited to go there and see how it is like. And they don't ask any entry fees, and they also don't ask any table money, so all we have to spend so far is on the gas to get there. And yes, we will drive there in the morning and then come back in the evening, and I think it goes till 7 for us, and then we have time in the evening to unpack and get everything to the car, although the event goes much longer. But we have 2.5 up to 3 hours of driving ahead of us, so we will probably leave the moment it's over. So this week I didn't do as much. Like, the moment I came home from Konichi, I was a bit dead because it was exhausting, but in a good way. I really loved it. And I still have to edit that video and film for that video, but oh well, that's not a problem, that's not right now. So now for this week, the moment I came home, I wanted to paint, and I did it. So I went shop to get painting supplies and started. Yes. I will now go to the things I know I will need. They have more wood here. I will take one of these, and oh, they are also such. But they're huge. Yeah, that's more of the wood. But these I don't need at the moment. These are so small and cute. I think I have one of these at home, but oh well. I don't want to paint on these. I usually paint on... Oops. That wasn't me. But I usually paint on these. And these, and I think they're 10 by 10. Yeah, 10 by 10. Yes, they are like 20 by 20, like the twice as big as the ones I have.
What's the format you usually use to draw?
The big canvases.
No, you compare them through the Nebula paper first.
My sketches. It's around...
This size.
Yeah, it's around this size. What is this? We had it from down here.
13 to 18.
Yeah, 13 to 18. Like, it's also the my print size. Look, they have like big ones.
Yeah, I'm looking. That's so big.
50 by 65 and 50 by 60 they also have. What's these? 50 by 70. That's huge. Put it next to it, please. Yes, I somewhat like the...
Yeah, but I don't...
the brown ones.
I know how to work with a white surface.
It will be colorful afterwards. Yes. I have my piece of wood. Now I want my canvases there, right? Is it these? No, wait. Is it these? No, wait. Where are my canvases? These are the ones. Is it these ones? 15 by 15 should be. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, but I think these are the ones because they're only 450 and they are 15 by 15. That's usually the size I paint in, and I am very motivated apparently, so I will take 3 for now. I lied, I take 4. These. I am slowly changing up my acrylic colors, and I'm buying every now and then some new ones because I prefer them over my other ones. And this one. Which one as well? I wanted to have like...
The one I specifically have now, though, like that one, it says hand wash and...
yeah, that I saw.
You need 1 week until it's fully dry. So
I read that.
You make patches.
Yeah. I want a different one. I bought now 3. I already have 2 at home. And now So here's my canvas, 15 by 15 centimeters, and the first thing I always do is paint the back black, because I just like how it looks. I like that it brings it all together. I like that all of the canvas is painted, and it just also makes it a bit more sturdy, which I also like. And I always use black, and I'm currently using two different blacks because this is my usual black, but I bought this one for like €1 and I want to get rid of it, so I just mix both together and have the back black, and no one will see it most of the time, so it doesn't matter that I have this cheap color on there. So that's what I will be doing now, and to be honest, I have no idea yet what I will paint. Like, I have some directions I would like to go, but I have no clear idea, and I don't know. Like, I will just paint this black and then see where this is going. I'm already scrolling through Pinterest to get an inspiration, but it's simply not showing what I want. I recently looked up like a lot of faces because I heard about this 100 faces challenge, like 10 faces in 10 days, like 10 portraits. And so I looked up a bunch of faces and also boards of other people, and now everything Pinterest gives me is faces, and I have lost my super cool aesthetics, and that is a bit frustrating now. So I try to find now something I like, also to get rid of the faces, and yes, we shall see how this turns out. But I'm very excited to paint. Like, I just came back from Konichi and I had the urge to paint. In general, I was very inspired. I had the urge to be creative and I had a bunch of ideas, and yeah, I just want to create things. But I also had this big urge of painting because I sold my little canvas, the Yellow King. I finished in my last video, it must be. Yes, I think it's my last video. In the Konichi video I finished it, I think. And yes, I don't know, painting these little paintings is just very inspiring and refreshing. It's a bit like little studies because they are not as big, and I always try to create something new and out of my style, and often dip into more realistic styles and try different things out, and that's why I really like them. And I can practice things, but at the same time I find people that like them and I can sell them, and it's a win-win situation. Also, it's an original, it's something special, it's something that only exists once, and so people can buy something small and special, and it's still affordable because I usually sell these for €60, which I think is alright for the price. I think it's alright for the time I spend on them and the materials, and it's still, yeah, special. And yes, I was at Büsner before and got also some new paints, and maybe one of the colors inspires me to do something. So let's see. Also, most of the time I rarely sketch something down before I paint, because I just work with my acrylics and layer things, and if something goes wrong I just have to wait until it's dry and then I can paint over it again. And that's the cool thing about acrylics, which I really like. But I used to don't like them as much because I simply didn't manage them and I preferred gouache. But on paintings like these I'm scared that the gouache will simply not stick, although some people do it, but it's nothing for me. And yes, I have to get down there. Please let me do that. Also, I'm very excited for Kazkon, and having these little paintings will be something special and unique, and it's something I usually can quickly get done as well, without it being too much rushed. And after and overall, I just don't have as many preparations for this convention because I already ordered 2 prints that I sold out, which if they arrive I have them, if not then not. Then I will just redo some buttons as usual because that's also pretty quick and I have everything. And besides of painting, I will see if I can finish another portrait for my buttons, and I am aiming on maybe painting, drawing, it's more likely drawing Shinzo from My Hero Academia and add him to the 5 orders I already have, because I sold my 2 last old Shinzos and somehow Shinzo is very loved in Germany and he is one of my personal favorites, so I simply have to redraw him and also give him his button back because he's such a cute bean. So that's also on my schedule this week and I hope I manage to do that. And the amount of color I squeezed in was just alright to cover most parts. Like if I don't cover the sides all that much, it's fine because I will still go over there with paint and then at the end see how I can do it, because either they will be colorful or they will be black, so we shall see about that. But I'm just looking that everything is covered right now. I think that should be alright. I will let this dry now and then I will see what I will do. Hopefully something fun. I started painting. I wanted to paint something completely new, something different. In general, I use these paintings to experiment around and just see what's happening. And yes, that's what I did this week. I actually painted 2 paintings. If I finish the second one today, I sadly will not finish my 3rd painting which I planned, but that's alright because it still takes a lot of time and I still have a lot to do today, because later my boyfriend comes, I have to pick him up and then we have to go shop for tomorrow and prepare everything, and I also still have to count my buttons and then make these, but maybe my partner will do them for me while I'm gone, so we will see about that. And yeah, just checking that everything is prepared, nothing is missing, that we get everything inside the car and then everything will be done until tomorrow, so we can drive away without problem. I really like how that one painting turned out because it's something I would usually not paint. I was going through Pinterest to get some kind of inspiration and then I eventually had a bunch of astronauts coming up and I was just like, yeah sure, let's draw something like that. And then I saw that one drawing which I think was super fun and I just wanted to do something in that style and also with an astronaut. And because I only bought like these 3 colors at Bösner, I was just inspired to only use these 3 colors instead of like doing something else, because at the start I didn't plan to only draw with these colors. I just picked them out randomly because I really liked them and I was just looking to stock up on my acrylics because I am changing brand. I also have to scan them in because eventually I want to also offer prints of these, and it's always good to scan them in before going to con, because unlike the last painting, which was the Yellow King, I didn't scan it in but I sold it, so I don't have the scan of it. I took a picture but it's not a scan, so I will also have to see if I could transform that one into a print. And yes, that will be interesting to figure out. If not, that's alright because I still have the big Yellow King and the little one was meant to be like a more affordable Yellow King, so I'm not mad if I don't manage to turn him into a print. I often think about the lady that got him and I'm just very happy he went to that place, because I just, the moment I saw them, felt that person is just meant for that painting and I'm so happy she got it at the end. Yeah, but yes, I have to count my buttons. I store all my buttons, all my charms and all my patches in one box. It's a huge box, but it is easily full when I have stocked up on everything and it weighs so much. So if I continue like that, because I want to add more button designs, I want to add more charms, and I also want to add more patches, I will probably need either a second box, and I don't think that store still has these, or I will need a bigger new box, and I have to see with that, because it has to be easy to store in the car with our current setup and also with upcoming changes. Because we are 2 artist tables in one car, we have to see how we work things out and what kind of boxes we would get if we would get new ones. So that's a bit tricky at times, and I'm always worried that we don't get the right things and then we have it and don't use it. But yes, that's something I have to do, and now I just have to count my buttons and see what I have to do for tomorrow, because I surely sold out on Good Omens and on what else? And on Angel Dust and Alistair from Hasbin Hotel. So these I have to make for sure, and I will make a bunch, because if I have some more of these, that's not bad, because in October I will go to another convention, which is Facts, which I somehow mention in every video, but so you know that I will be in Facts in Belgium in October. But yes. We also applied for a Luxembourgish convention in February, which is great because most conventions are during summer. So having some conventions during the early months and late months of the year is always nice to have. And we applied to Anime Focal, which is in Luxembourg City at Kirchberg. And we will also be there because they already accepted us, because it went through once we have paid, and we paid just in time to get one of the last spots, and we will there with Fuzzy Luna as well. And I'm very curious how this one will be like, because we weren't this year, only last year, which was the first edition, and it was okay. It was not great, it was okay for us, but I hope they change some things and it's like a greater atmosphere there, and that they place the artists better, because back then the artists were all over the place between other big merchants, so it was first of all hard to find them, and secondly, people don't make the change of seeing the difference between big companies and then little artists that do their things all by hand and create them and put a lot of love into their things, and then are upset of higher prices and such, or don't understand why certain things have the price they have. And that was a bit of a bummer last year. So that's also one of the reasons why we didn't go this year, but also because they had suddenly super high table prices, and we were like, no, we don't pay so much for a con, that's not worth it in that regard of money. So now that they have artist prices again, we applied, and I'm very excited to see how they changed, if they change what they will offer, and also if they have a program this year, like next year, because they didn't have one in the first year. It was a bit of like, people had not much to do. They were just like paying entrance to come in and then pay more money to get their things and then leave. So it's just about money in that regard, and that was a bit sad. So I hope they have so much of a program. I don't think that they will offer workshops, because I think they don't have any rooms, but we shall see. But yes, that's one of the conventions we will go now as well, and we know for sure. But yeah, we are still waiting for 2 other conventions, which will be in December, to see if they accept us or not. And yes, both of them are also only 1 day long and are rather small, but very local and family-like and friendly. And yes, very excited to see what they will be doing. I have to count my buttons. You have seen this box already multiple times, and it's pretty empty. Like, all of these compartments back here are pretty much empty. My patches fit in for once, and then like I have many holes here, and especially the Hasbin Hotel ones. Not much left, so I have to restock a lot. So, unless I would now manage to create the other button design I wanted to do, I will have to make 96 buttons total for now. But yes, if I manage the other one, I might do more, and I really need him, because people just love the white-haired version, because I don't know, they probably like him more than the darker one. But not because of how it looks like, but just because of the character, how it seems. And yeah, I have so many of him. No one likes him, but I like him. Yes, but yes, I have to make 96 buttons and I have to restock a lot on Good Omens, on Angel Dust and Alistair, and then some of the 5 nicest Freddies, and yes, that's most things I need for tomorrow, but it's a nice amount, it's not too much. I wanted to give a little update because it is going so well and it's such a nice energy here, and I have some time right now because my partner is taking over the booth, and I have like 5 minutes where I can go around and just look around, see what other people have, see who is there, what they are doing, and so far it went great. We drove this morning for 3 hours and, well, 2.5, something like that. And then we arrived here, we parked, everything went well, and then when we arrived, we just noticed that the artist alley is somewhat so chaotic and there was nobody organizing it, like no one who told us what to do, where to go. So it was very chaotic and everyone had to like figure out to get a table and get it to the spot, and we luckily found 2 tables together because we prefer sitting together, Faziluna and I. And yes, we managed that. We set up our tables, and at 1 it all started. It's something around almost 4, and we're actually sitting at a super nice spot because we are, if you enter one of the halls where some of the artists are, we are right at the corner, so people have to pass us, and we are also very close to the bar and the toilet, so people are coming in, people are super nice, people are also very open to buy things because there's no entry fee here, so people often like to spend more money, and yes, it's just a very great vibe. Some of the artists are sitting outside, which is a bit, yeah, it's super warm today, and one of my friends is sitting outside and they have problems with the sun, so it's a bit bothersome, and I hope nothing happens and they can't really hide from it except for standing behind their booth, if that's even possible. And yes, but for the rest, everything is feeling very nice. It's now 4, it means like we have around 3 more hours before we already pack in and go. Like the event is only 6 hours long for us. 6 or 8, 6 or 7, 6 or 7. I have no idea. I think it goes till 7, might go till 8, so I have to see. But yes, I'm very excited about it and I'm happy we came here despite the chaotic start. But sometimes that happens, especially with smaller cons. I think this is still the first edition they have, and yeah, they had a little event last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know if that's the same one. And yeah, so far it went great, and they have like many different things. They have so many artists, they have food, they have like a tribune, and they're having music on there, and yeah, it's just very cool here. Welcome to my table from behind. I have a giant hole there because I had to sell my exhibitioner prints because I'm low stock and I didn't stock up on them on time. Like even if I did, they wouldn't have arrived in time because I also stocked up on my Astarian, but he didn't arrive today, like yesterday preferably, because he probably arrives today, and I don't have him, which is sad, but oh well, I have a hole there now. My table is empty, and Fuzzy's is empty. We are all packed up again, and oh my god, today was great. I will probably give an update these days, and yeah, but it was very great. We had a lot of fun. It was just so damn warm, and yeah, we didn't have an air conditioner in here, but still so many people came. It was very great, and I was happy to meet so many new people. Let's talk about Kazkon, which was on the 8th of September, and today is the 22nd, so it's almost 2 weeks later. I had enough time to think about it, to also calm down after my 4 weeks of conventions and have some time for myself and be creative for myself and work on other things which I couldn't during those 4 weeks. So that was a great time, and now let's have to talk. I also edited the Konichi video this week, which will go up today, so If you're curious about how that went, please go check it out. We went to Kazkon, which was a one-day convention, and we left the house around 8 o'clock to be there at 11 because we took like 3 hours with all the toilet breaks and all that and here and there. So after 3 hours we were there, we parked, and we took all our things, took them already with to our location to see where our table was. And there was one entrance hall and then a hall at the back of the building, and we were looking for a table which we couldn't find, which was funny. Like, not really, it was a bit frustrating. And we were also looking for an organizer which was not there, and all the other artists were like, no one has an idea what is going on, and everyone is just figuring out their own way. So everyone had to take the table and then bring it to the spot where they wanted to sit, and also the chairs, and then get ready. But there was no one managing it, so we had to figure it out ourselves. So we were standing in the second room and we had no idea what was going on, and there was also no possibility to bring like more tables in. Like, the only one was to put them all at the end of the room, which was on a platform and also behind other artists, so that would be a bit of a hassle, and also avoid certain people to come see our booth, because wheelchairs and such wouldn't have the possibility to get up there and see our table, which wasn't an option and we didn't want to have, because I think it's a bit rude and towards the visitors but also the artists, and it's not accessible, so that was no option for us. And then one of the other artists was super sweet and helped us out, and we got 2 tables in the first room right at the entrance. And at first it was a bit awkward because we were facing the way towards the bathrooms and the bar with our back, so people would be all the time running behind us around, and we were already frustrated because of the situation and the long drive, and we got up in the morning, and then the struggle with the table and then the spot, so it was very overwhelming at first. And after we calmed down a bit and just get going, accepted it, built up the table, it was actually a nice place. It was very chill, it was well located for us. We set everything up and we had time from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock, so we had 2 hours of time, which usually is the window of time I need for my table. After that time, maybe not everything is up, but 90 to 95% of all the things are done that I have to do. And during those 2 hours, more artists were coming and had to figure out where to put their table and see what they are doing, which they were also lost. Like, I could see that they were lost, but I had no idea how to help them because I had no idea about the location or where the tables were in the first place and what we were allowed to do. Like, there was no organization, there was just pure chaos and survival of the fittest, I guess. At 1 o'clock, everything started for us. When the people came in, they right away saw our table because we made the corner of the first room, like on one side, and that was actually quite nice to sit there because right away at 1 o'clock, people came and started buying like crazy. Like, I was still like getting into the mood of selling now my art and sitting there and being social, and I was like partially still in the I have to build everything up, I still have to do this, I still have to do that, did I check on that? Like, I was still like in that flow, and abruptly I had to change it where I was like very overwhelmed and stressed, but in a positive way, because I was like, oh, things are happening, I have things to do, I can do them now. And I was just very social, very friendly with people. I really liked it, and while multitasking still I have to do things here, and it was super cool, and the people were also very friendly, and I had constantly people also there during the first few hours. And I think during the first or second hour, like super early on actually, I got my first commission, which I had to draw on the spot, and it went super well. In general, I got many commissions. I think I got like 5 commissions that day. Actually 6 in total, because one is unofficial, but only because I didn't draw it at the convention, but I got already paid up front at Konichi, and I can also not show it here because it's adult content, which I'm very sorry about, but yes, I cannot show it here. But the other 5 went super well, and I really like how they turned out, and I also showed them here. Like, the first character was just my style and I really enjoyed drawing him. And yeah, the others I got over the day. The two last commissions I got during the last hour, which was super stressful, but I know those people somehow and I wanted to finish it and just put all my love into those commissions. So I rushed those two commissions during the last hour and it was like very stressful and intense while also still selling to people. But I'm very happy with how each single commission turned out and I hope that every person likes the commission. And yeah, just very like drawing commissions on conventions is always so stressful, but also in a positive way. It's the kind of stress I like because it's the, oh, I'm working, I'm being productive, and I am bringing results, and I really enjoy that. I know that some people don't like doing commissions at conventions, or some take like less more because not everyone can draw like 6-7 commissions a day at a convention. Also, that convention was only open from 1 until 7, if I'm not mistaken. So, in 6 hours, 5 commissions is a lot when you also have to sell everything and just make sure that your table is alright and also being social to other people, like other artists and the visitors. It's quite a lot. But that's why I'm also very grateful when my partner is there and my boyfriend is around and they are both just such sweet beings and very supportive. And often when I draw on commissions, my partner is sitting there and he's the one selling most of the things, unless he's going around, which is also fine. But he is such a great help and also he often drives to the conventions no matter the distance or how long it takes. And that's just such a great support and takes a big task off my shoulders because driving I think is very stressful. I don't mind driving highways, but I hate driving cities with all the people around and so many streets and I don't know how to get there, and then I have to look at the Navi in a very short time and it's very stressful. So by the time I would arrive at the convention I would be so exhausted. So having this support is great and I think is also very important for an artist. So I'm very grateful for having him there and knowing that he supports me. Yes, that means a lot to me. Like, I just love him so much. Since it was only a 1-day convention, time passed very fast. It was a lot of fun. The weather was also nice. It was very sunny and very warm. And the room where we were in was somehow okay. It was not as cool as Konichi, but it was still manageable. We also had our little fan with us, since it was also not as long. Of course, I wouldn't make the money I did at Konichi, of course not. It's like much less people and much less time to be able to get to such a number. But since we didn't have to pay the table and only the gas to get there and back, we had very low costs and we made a total of 471 euros during those 6 hours. And you could say we only like had to pay 25 euros for the gas, like also again 1 tank, something like that. So I made profit around 440 euros, which is great for that kind of convention. Super good. I really love small conventions because they're easy. You have more time to socialize with the people. You are more easygoing. It's not as stressful as a big convention, and you still get a lot of profit out. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kazkon did also a lot of advertising and was also present at other conventions asking if artists wants to come and here and there and talked about it. So that was also a reason why I think it succeeded well. Then yeah, like at the start I was frustrated, but later on one artist mentioned that the whole festival, which had stage programs, had music, had the artists, was organized by mainly one person. And when I heard it, I was just like, what? And then I was like, if that's true, that person did a great job because doing that all alone is a lot of work, first of all, a lot of planning, a lot of being in contact with people and organizing things, and that's very exhausting. So after having seen that con, which was a first time event, I think that guy did great. Maybe he had some help from here and there, but it's still a lot of work, and I think overall they did a great job. And I'm very looking forward for future events, and I hope they continue because it was super cool. Like, the location was great, not only the building but also outside, because they had a lot of space there and they had a big stage, and in the evening they were playing music and it was just super cool. The only thing I noticed was we had like a stage behind us, which was, I think, only once very loud, which was still okay. It was only once, but the people that were watching what was happening on the stage, especially when there were interesting things happening on the stage, like the lightsaber show, I think, they blocked off the way for the other room, and that was, I think, crucial for the other artists, because I think one told me that there weren't as many people, because of course it is deeper in the building, and I think there weren't many signs telling that there was more, and since people blocked off the way while watching the show, it was harder for people to go there and to even know that there was something. Also, they had like those super big windows which allowed it to be very bright in there, but it was also very warm in there. So I'm somewhat happy that I wasn't inside that room at the end, but right at the entrance where it was cooler. Overall, I think great first event, but they can work on the management and the organization of where to put what. Then more signs, maybe get an artist who's interested in helping you out, because often artists are very helpful, and I think if you ask the right artist, they'll be like, yeah, I can help you organize the artist alley and make a plan and see who gets what and what is needed, how many tables, how many chairs, and everything. So like, there is a lot of room to grow, but I think they had a nice setup for the first time. And maybe get some food trucks, because I think they didn't have much food there. Like, I know they had the bar behind us, but elsewise I haven't seen much of anything like that. So that's a possibility, because people also love to have food there, so just get something like that. I think that were all the points I want to say about Kazkon, but overall, Kazkon was great. I liked it, and I suggest going there if you are from the environment or you don't mind driving there, since the table was free, and maybe they keep it free for next year, or they like will ask a little amount of money, something like that. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward for next year, and I hope that they do it again, because it would be sad if they wouldn't continue that. And now after Kazkon, my 4 weeks of conventions are over, and I'm very happy to have like some time for art and myself, and just calm down and know that I don't have to leave the weekends for busy conventions. I am having some changes with our table. I am working a lot on our table at the moment, and I'm changing things around, and I will probably talk more about that in the next video. Overall, I will be preparing for the next convention, which is stocking up on charms and stickers. Actually, I made a big order already. Then I also have to restock on my patches, and I want to draw some more on original art and see what I can do there. I also want to work on 2 silly zines, which I also started already, but one is a bigger one is a very small one, so let's see how this is turning out. And then for the rest, I'm experimenting around with new things, because I have some ideas, and I'm editing my videos. As I said, Konichi is going up today, and then I will be editing this video here, maybe a Konichi haul, and then see what's going on next and how I can fill my weeks, because at the moment I'm uploading every second week, which I think is a pleasant quantity, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that I will see you back in the next video. And yes, if you have any questions or feedback, please let me know down in the comment, and I wish you a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.